Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here with a video for Pokemon Sword and Shield. We have the official reveal and, well, ability and all that information on Galarian Ponyta. So this past Friday we saw that 24-hour stream from Pokemon where it was just set up in a forest, and it basically showed a bunch of old Pokemon that are now confirmed, like Phantom and Phantom and Phantom. It basically showed Phantom so many times, but obviously, you know, we saw Shiinotic and Morlaw and things like that. But we also saw Impidimp, which I'm a little bit surprised they did not give us some information on yet, because that was kind of more of an official reveal than what we saw before. And of course, the big piece we saw was Galarian Ponyta, which they hinted at the entire time. You saw it running through and doing all that stuff. So now the Pokemon site has updated with official information on Galarian Ponyta, so we'll be talking about it. First off, it's the version exclusive for Pokemon Shield, so I'm just letting y'all know I'm getting Pokemon Sword because I'm trying to get me a Surfetch, not a Galarian Ponyta. Secondly, I mean, actually, you know, I want this too, so someone traded to me. But secondly, a lot of people speculated that it'd be Fairy type. I mean, it looks like it'd be Fairy type, if we're being honest. I understand where that came from. I even questioned it on Twitter. It's like, you guys think it's Fairy type, Fire? What do you think it is? But it turns out it is pure Psychic type. I'll talk a little bit about that in a sec, but I want to get through the rest of this. Its abilities are Runaway, excuse me, and Pastel Veil, or Pastel Veil. And it's a really cool ability because what it does is it prevents the Pokemon, its allies, from becoming poisoned. So it's like an immunity, but it also prevents your teammates from being poisoned, and it actually cures your allies when it enters the field. And you see the example right here, whereas Ponyta's on the field and Yamper was apparently poisoned by, I'm assuming, this Gloom right here, and it was cured of its poisoning. So that is such a cool ability for doubles, and I'm hoping that, which I doubt it'll work this way, but I'm hoping that in a singles mindset, if I send this thing in and my Pokemon are poisoned, they're cured either way. I don't know, though, if allies is only mention of Pokemon that are next to you versus Pokemon that are also in your party. But who knows? That's, if you guys have thoughts on that. I know there's been, I know it's Sweet Veil. I think this is pretty cool because if this is how Pastel Veil is going to work, maybe Sweet Veil will be upgraded as well. If you guys didn't know, Sweet Veil basically prevents sleep on you and your allies, but it doesn't cure sleep if they already are asleep. So that'd be cool if they got a little upgrade of that. That'd be pretty interesting for VGC. I know Zelda VGC tweeted about Rabambi potentially being okay if they do update that, and I could see them updating that. I mean, makes sense. We already have this, but Galarian Ponyta has been found in a certain forest of the Galar region since ancient times. It is said that they were exposed to the overflowing life energy of the forest over many generations, and that is why their appearance became unique in this region. Behold its glistening mane. Galarian Ponyta can absorb the life energy of the surrounding atmosphere and store it in its mane. It seems that Ponyta's mane will become more colorful and even emit a sparkling glow if there is a lot of energy around. And a little bit more information about this. We see a level 35 Ponyta right here, which means that more than likely Ponyta is keeping that evolves into Rapidash at level 40. I really wish they showed us Galarian Rapidash as well, because there were a lot of rumors that pretty much got debunked that Fairy type Ponyta would be, you know, obviously Fairy type. I said Fairy type Ponyta, but it'd be Fairy type, and then evolve into Rapidash would be more of like a unicorn, and it'd be, you know, fairy flying, or I guess in this case psychic flying, which we've already seen something like Xatu. Now, of course, I don't know what to think about. I would have loved it being Fairy and Fire or pure Fairy, and I'll talk a little bit about this as well. We do see in the video right here that they have, it looks like it's going for Psybeam. That looks like it'd be Psybeam coming from Ponyta, which leads to believe that it may be more of a special attacker. But talking purely based on a Psychic type, I'm just gonna actually take a little look at the move pool of Ponyta and the move pool of Rapidash. So this is like a standard move pool of Rapidash. You might see Morning Sun here. You might see high horsepower over one of these moves. But as you can see, Rapidash is base 100 attack, base 105 speed. Honestly, Rapidash is kind of trash for the fact that you have to wait till level 40 to get it. But when you look at Ponyta, Ponyta actually, for a stage 1 baby Pokemon, is not terrible. 85 attack, 90 speed. Now, if we're looking at the special move pools of this, because Psychic only has good moves for, they're either exclusive moves like Photon Geyser and Hyperspace Hole, or it's literally the move Psychic. But on the physical side, there aren't very many good Psychic type attacks. They're usually low base power or can miss. Psycho Cut is one that comes to mind, which is 70 base power, 100% accuracy. That's on the physical side. And of course, Zen Headbutt as well, which I think is pretty trash without like Z moves or anything. But what they could do, and again, this is just some speculation. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. This is the most fun part, in my opinion, before a game comes out, where we're just speculating what can make a Pokemon good. Now, the reason I would have loved Fairy Fire for this Pokemon is Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, Play Rough, and whatever your secondary move is. High Horsepower is only resisted by, like, what, a Rotom Heat, if I'm not mistaken? That dual stab, there's probably something else that's coming to mind, but that would have been so great, because Fairy Fire is such great offensive coverage, whereas you know, you already have the ground coverage and you have the electric coverage. Now, like I said before, I think that Rapidash has pretty bad stats for being a fully evolved Pokemon. After coming off of base 85 and base 90, they barely gave it an upgrade right here. But if they do give Rapidash the special attacking stat and they make Ponyta more of a special attacker, obviously Psychic would be in its arsenal. We already saw Psybeam in there, which is something that Ponyta doesn't naturally learn. I'm assuming this is Psybeam. If somebody thinks that's something else, let me know. But Psychic from there, and it doesn't really have much. I mean, like, if it still learns Flamethrower, cool. Psychic and Flamethrower, that's not terrible. We see Delphox add on like Grass Knot to that as well, give it a little bit more coverage. I could see Grass Knot or Energy Ball being added simply because this thing is found in a forest. I know that might sound like, okay, that's a stretch. Sure, but I think it'd be a Psychic type is a stretch, to be honest. And maybe they'll give it, it's called the Unique Horn Pokemon, so maybe they'll give it its own specific and unique stab move. It is the version exclusive of, I'm assuming it's the, you know, different than, obviously, Farfetch'd, Surfetch'd, and whatnot. So maybe they'll give it, like, you know how they gave Bruxish Psychic Fangs, right? Maybe they'll give this thing Psychic Horn, and it'll be a physical attacker at that. And if that's the case, if it actually ends up keeping its move pool of Wild Charge, Flare Blitz, Low Kick, Mega Horn, High Horsepower, whatever you want to keep on that, it could actually not suck. It could actually not be bad. But that's my overall thoughts on that. I do think that if it's a special attacker, it would need something like this to actually be good. And if it ends up evolving into a Psychic Fairy, which isn't terrible. It's not terrible. Obviously, Fairy type, being Fairy type and Dark type, being Fairy type, excuse me, and being Psychic type makes Dark type neutral, which would be pretty cool. You have the Psychic type super effectiveness against something that you're weak to, which is poison, so that's really cool as well. So seeing that for Ponyta could be really interesting. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to add based on its move pool. But yeah, so the fact that we have to still get it to level 40 is a little bit disappointing, to say the least. I kind of wish they really showed Rapidash. Last thing I wanted to mention is that in the forest we saw that this Pokemon, I don't know if it was an editing error, I don't know if it was anything like that, but we did see one of them with the tail, one of them without the tail. Maybe that would be the gender difference between male and female Ponyta. We don't know. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on that. I'm not going to continue dragging out this video because I don't really have much else to mention. But feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, guys, I'm almost at 200,000 subscribers. I think I'm at like 198k, like a little bit over 700, so like 198,700 something like that. So we're really close, which is my goal at the end of the year. Feel free to subscribe if you did enjoy it. Leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on Galarian Ponyta, and I'll do one little fast look. All right, just to see. Nope, I'll leave this source down below. I'll see y'all next time. I'm sick if y'all can't tell. Goodbye, friends.